Amazing. Gonna lose a few pounds there by just lopping off part of my face. All right, so the recording started. It is 6 o'clock. We're gonna get rolling. Everybody's doing good. A little bit of information, including tonight. We have 6 actual school days. Okay, that's not including the weekend. And so, because school days are Monday through Thursday, not including the weekend. This is the last full weekend of the class. That means next week there is not a weekend. Next weekend, the class ends at Thursday at 10 p.m. So this is the time to start catching up on anything you are behind on because we're going to be running out of time. All right. Let me see if I can move this a little bit closer. Maybe I won't be as blocking out there. There we go. So if you're missing something, now is the time to do it. This is the week to do it. As a Sunday, anything that was due in week 2 will no longer be accessible. Okay. 7 days after the original due date. So once we hit 7 days, which will be Sunday, anything that was due in week 2, you will no longer have access to. All right. So that's the way it is. Can't grade what I don't have. So I'm getting the feedback from those mock interviews. They're coming through. Boom, 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 boom. So those of you who have had your mock interview, you can go ahead and do that debrief. If you haven't had the mock interview, of course, you can't do that. Um, I see some people feeling a little bit frustrated with what they're finding out there on the internet about you. It's out there. Can't erase everything. So if you see things out there on the internet, try to go to the source of that, see what you can get done, especially if it is an agency. I'll be quite upfront. Some people have uh, run-ins and records and things like that. Go through proper channels to get things removed, etc., that shouldn't be there. If they're there and you don't like them, but they're valid, that's the way it is. We move forward. Okay. Don't get upset by things that you're being held accountable for. Move forward. The reason why we have you do that is so you can see what potential employers might find out so you know how to address them properly. It's not their fault if they see these things. It's not something to get upset about. It's something that we learn and go forward from. Okay? Everybody has things that they have done that they may not be the most proud of. Okay. Everybody's seen the tattoo on the internet that says no regrets. Has anybody seen that where the person got the misspelled tattoo? It says no regrets. It says no regrets. Yeah. So we all do things that we may not be most proud of. Yeah, Giovanni's seen it. So we look these things up so we know how to prepare. One of the worst things that you could do is not communicate. People who miss assignment, they don't communicate back to the instructor a lot of times. I'll just avoid them. The more I avoid, it's taken care of. No, communicate. Communication is the best way to settle things. Avoiding the situation makes things worse. Own up to what you may have to deal with. Get it done. Get her done. All right. Trust me, I've done some things that I didn't want to fess up to. Worrying about it was far worse than having to deal with the consequences because eventually they will catch up. All right. Everybody good? Everybody feeling good? It looks like more people have joined us. Uh, all right. These people around me, the reason why I brought them along, we're going to talk about networking. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, which was part of the reason why I did that. It's because I like to lead into our next subject. Bobby and Cindy, if you know the Brady Bunch, I got to network with them. I spent a few hours with them, got to talk to them for quite a while. Bobby actually likes exotic cars, spent a lot of time discussing those down in Fort Lauderdale when I lived down there. And we went to the toy store. If you know the toy store down there, it's an exotic car dealership. They sell not just Lamborghinis, but customized Lamborghini, Rolls Royce. Love those Rolls-Royce Phantoms and things like that. So we talked about uh, ate dog poop with Cindy Brady. Don't worry, it's chocolate dog poop. She runs charities for dogs, and they sell chocolate dog poop. So uh, I got pictures of me and her eating chocolate dog poop together. So it's amazing who you're going to meet. And I always tell you, be prepared for networking, right? So is everybody starting to get used to seeing how everything's fitting together? Yes, yes. You're starting to see how it fits together, how you need to be prepared. You never know who you're going to meet. Has anybody ever heard of the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Anybody ever heard of that show? Little show on TV, Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Yeah. Okay, there's a character on there named Xander. Got to mingle with him for a bit, talk to him, got to find out all about some industry stuff. And you may be wondering, why would I want to be talking to an actor and this and that? Because actors are in the movie business and those rigs and things like that. It involves a lot of electrical work and it involves a lot of welding. See the connection? How many people see the connection? Electrical work and welding. Everybody see that connection? Yes, yes. So what did I do? I said, you know what? Can you tell me the companies that's on this production that need welders and electricians? I snagged that information. I brought that back. And when they're filming locally, they need local electricians and welders. Okay? Did you know that governments and cities, when they're filming videos, things like that, they are required to hire local people? How many people knew that? They're required to hire local talent when they're in these areas. Yeah, so they need local welders, local electricians, local medical, local this. It's a protection, and that's a benefit of bringing people into areas. So I snagged that. We actually had people from the Orlando campus out there working on sets for local productions. Not one for Buffy, but that was the link. That was the local network. Okay, so be prepared as we move forward. Any questions before we go forward? Nope, we're good. All right. So let's get to getting, because the sooner we get to getting, the sooner you can get going. All right, so we're going to do some screen share here. Here we go. So there's a change on your main page. Did anybody notice that? Anybody see that? I sent a text and an email out right here, student survey. Click on that. That will take you there, or you can use what was sent in the text and the email. Please take your time to do this. I don't see the results directly. I don't know who does this or what you say, but what it does do is it allows you to make your voice heard. Always, when given a chance, make your voice heard. Okay. I've got a bird in the background that's wanting to make his voice heard. So excuse me for 1 second. I'm going to slip over. I need to close this door. He's got a new toy in there and he just wants to talk to it. And so we're just going to close that door so that he doesn't keep getting picked up by the mic there. I do apologize for that. So when given a chance, make your voice heard. This feedback, when it comes back to us, it helps us change this course, okay? And it helps change the courses that you're going to go into if you have more. Some people don't. Some people, this is their last class. How many people is this your last class? Anybody in here, this is your last class? All right. Johnny, Johan, please do exceptional in this class, okay? I want you to finish big. Okay, I had a horrible incident one time. Person did exceptional until the last week. They turned nothing in their last week. They missed passing the class by 3 percentage points. Okay, they didn't graduate when they thought they would. They're like, what you mean I didn't pass? You did nothing the last week. Please don't do that. They had to come back for one more month and retake the class. Please don't do that. Remember, your work ethic is the least quality work you do. So finish big, finish strong, finish awesome in everything you do. But this survey, yeah, you're shaping things for everybody here. We don't know what else from the student point of view if you don't let us know. All right, week 3, boom, boom, boom. Look at that, only one more week to go. Week 3, here we are. Everything should be done. Hopefully, I know some people have to be a day behind because of your work schedule. All right. Now you'll see me, pardon me, you'll see me going in and I'll be putting in zeros in there and you'll be getting messages on those assignments. It says, please complete this by Sunday. All right, that's a temporary 0. If you look at that grade, that's showing you what your grade's going to be over there until you complete it. Because I found out that if I wait until the very last moment to put that in, people are like, well, I thought I was doing good and Mr. Haley came around and he just failed me for no reason. Not true. You didn't do the work. So I'm letting you know this is what your grade's going to be if you don't do this. Okay, everybody understand that? It's temporary until you complete it and I've got something to grade. All right? Okay, you're not being punished. Nothing's being taken off. You're not losing points for turning something in. It's a flag. It's a, hey, this is what it is if you don't do this. Because I also get the question, what happens if I don't? If I don't do this, what will my grade be? Okay, I don't want to keep calculating that for you. All right, so try to stay caught up with those LinkedIn profiles. You guys are nailing it. Couple things on those LinkedIn profiles. Consider putting a headshot in, and that about section, that's your elevator pitch. Drop that in right there. Some people didn't like that elevator pitch assignment. That answers your question. Tell me about yourself in the interview. It goes at the top of your resume. It goes at the top of that LinkedIn profile in the About section. It goes in when you're networking. When you introduce to somebody, boom, there's your elevator pitch. You don't have those sweaty armpits and wondering what to do, how to break the ice. You have it. So you thought that assignment might be a little difficult, took you a while to do. You do it one time and you use it everywhere. One time's worth the effort and boom, you spread that thing around like a bad rash. All right? See how much time that saved you? Otherwise, you go into that interview. Tell me a little bit about yourself. You struggle for an answer. Next interview, tell me about yourself. You struggle for an answer. You do a good elevator pitch, you use the same answer every single time. Saves you time, saves you effort, saves you a lot of deodorant. All right. Okay. Now, so that's what you do for that LinkedIn. We went over that. Mock interview debrief. Come in here, answer those questions. What interview questions? You don't have to list them all. List some of them. What were you asked? What did you learn from this experience? You should be learning from these. Now, some people go, I didn't learn a thing. Okay, you knew it all. I tell people, never be the smartest person in the room. Because the smartest person in the room is never the smartest person in the room. All right? You can learn from everybody. I learn from you every day. I taught this exact same lesson earlier today for another instructor who's out right now. And I learned something from one of the students in there. Be open to learning new ideas from everywhere. How many people are open to learning new things? They like learning new things. Not everybody does. How many people are? That wanting to learn things, when somebody on the job says, I need some people to go to a training class to learn something new. Don't be the person who says, will I get paid more? How many people know these people whose first answer is, will I get paid more? How many people know that? My response is, no, you won't. And you're not going to the training class. And you know what? I will never ask that person to go to another training class. They don't need it. They won't go. I will never train them to go above. The person who asks me, I want to go, or tells me I want to go, but doesn't ask about the money, I'm going to send them. And you know what? The money will come because now they have more skills. They've learned something. They've improved. The money always comes after. But if you're asking for it up front, yeah, you're only doing it for money. You're not doing it to better yourself. Do it to better yourself and the money will follow. Does everybody see the difference? Does everybody see that? The money will follow the training. But if you're, what will it get me? What will it get me? What will it get me? Anybody have kids out there? Anybody who have kids? There's people who have kids out there. If you tell your kid to do something and they say, you're going to pay me a bigger allowance or I'm not doing it. No, no, ma'am. No, sir. No way. Every time I ask that child to do something and they tell me I'm going to pay them more before they'll do it. Uh-uh.
Yeah, but there's a difference. You can't kick an employee's ass. You can kick your kid's ass, though.
No, there is not a difference because you know what I can do? State of Florida, I do not have to give you a reason to let you go. Florida is a right to work state. I can terminate you at any point without a reason. Did you know that? Florida state is a right to work state. I do not have to give a reason to let you go. You do not have the right to demand more money for training. Get the training. Then if they will not pay you, go someplace else because you got that training. The money always follows the training. Get the training. Do you see how that logic works? I'm telling you from an employer standpoint. If you keep saying that, you're the person that's saying that. What will it get me? What will it get me? What will, you're right. It won't get you anything. And then you become the person, well, I'm not doing it because it's not going to get me anything. How many people know those people at work? They say, I'm not going to do it because it's not going to get me anything. And they've been in that same position for year after year after year after year. And new people come in and they move up. How many people have seen that? The new person moves up and that one person stays in that same position year after year after year. You don't have to believe me, but that's what happens. And I'm telling you from an employer standpoint why that happens. Get the training, the money will follow. It always does. Why? Because it gives you skills. And employers pay based on skills. You can say, we're doing the same job, but that person has more skills. They may not be utilizing them yet, but they have more skills. They're going to get more money. That is the difference. Okay? So, what did you learn from this experience? Put that in there. What would you change about the interview experience? The reason why we have that in there is because we want to know what is working right and what isn't working. And we get this because every campus is different and everyone's doing the interview slightly different. And we want to know what's going differently at each campus. So it's a little bit of an evaluation there. All right. And trust me, I do understand why you want that money, why you want to know what is it going to get you. I've been there and I've done exactly what you did. Okay. I've done that. I've been there. Okay, you have to look at the years of experience on where I did things wrong. So I do understand. So it's hard to turn that logic around and think the other direction. If I do this first, I'm not getting the reward right away. Because how many of us want that reward immediately? I know I do. If I do something now, I want to be rewarded now. It's instinct. I don't want to wait. I'm a very impatient person. So I have to keep telling myself that reward, that money will come later. Okay? So be patient with the process. It's a difficult concept sometimes, but you've heard the phrase trust the process. And if that company does not give it to you, they never were. They never were. So no matter what they would have said, it was never going to come. Okay? Tomorrow, Thursday, head of schedule there, your career plan, step 2. You did in step 1, you gave us those long-term goals in week 1. Go back to those long-term goals. Now you're going to list the short-term goals that it'll take you to get there. So you need to go back to those long-term goals you set in week 1. Now you're going to have to break it out. Okay? So you're going to go to figure 1.3 in your textbook. Okay? And so a way of looking at that, it's in page 20 of your textbook. And you're going to have your long-term goal, and then you're going to list the things that it's going to take you to get there. Okay? And there's a worksheet that you can fill out. And you're supposed to use that template. Okay, and if you click on it, you'll see what this template looks like in case you can't print it out or you can't find your textbook. Right here, there's your long-term goal and list your short-term goal and SMART goals. Okay, if you only list short-term goals to get there, that's fine, but those short-term goals need to be detailed. Okay, a SMART term goal is measured when you're going to do this, how you're going to do this. Try to be specific. These should be real goals for you. You're learning how to plan things. Okay, this is for your future. So list those goals. Now, I know this takes time. This is a college course. This is what you're here for. This is what you're going to do. People will say, I don't plan things. Well, even not planning is planning. Flying by the seat of your pants is planning. Okay. It's also very stressful. So take a look at where you actually thought you wanted long term. You had good goals there. Put some ideas behind it on what it takes to get there. You can do these things. Have the confidence in them and in yourself. You have the mock interview thank you letter. Okay. So there's more information here. If you click on this, there is an example right here for a more effective thank you letter. For those of you that have already completed your mock interview, you're going to write this. This is an example, okay? Now, I sent out a text message and an email yesterday. Do not use AI. We have AI checkers, and it has gone off on a couple of people, and I've asked those people to get in contact with me and explain their responses that they sent. Okay, AI checkers go through because if you use AI, it leaves markers inside the documents telling us that AI was used. Okay, don't use AI, don't just copy and paste this. Okay, so think of a way of thanking the person who interviewed you Because when you do an interview and you send that thank you later on, you're putting yourself in front of them again. So think about how you would thank the person who did the interview and write that out. So take a look at these uh, thank you uh, pieces of information on how you write them. Okay. And it tells you about here, and you're going to attach a copy of the letter below. You can either do it as a picture or a Word document, or you can just type it in the text box. Okay. Have confidence in yourself. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for effort. All right. Everybody understand that? Anybody feeling nervous about it? You can do this. I know writing's not everybody's forte. Do your best. Okay. Effort. Effort is what I'm looking for. Show me that you're putting forth the effort. This is how we do things. Don't give up on any of these. And then headshots. You want extra points on that final? Submit a headshot. Okay? That is from the shoulders to the top of the head. All right? So those are going to be the things that you're going to be working on. All right? Everybody good? Everybody there? Yes, yes? See those thumbs? Yes, yes? So you'll be happy to know that our actual lecture tonight will be smaller. Does that make everybody happy? That should. So we're going to go ahead and get started here because some of these things we covered, so it's going to go a little bit quicker tonight. At least that's the intent, is that it goes a little bit quicker tonight. So hang on because here we go. Get my pencil going. Helps if I turn it on. And we're going to go with green. My little smiley face that lets me know I'm working there. Okay, we're going to talk about the importance of a professional network. And a professional network includes people that you know in a professional situation. Okay, we're going to talk about etiquette on networking. And again, we're going to mention LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Okay. So networking, like we talked about yesterday, is talking with people and establishing those relationships that can lead to potential career and job opportunities. We mention it again because it's that important. And a professional network are the people who support your individual career, or look at this, business endeavors. So it might be something you're investing in, not just your career itself, but something you're investing in. Okay. And so these are the people that are only interested in that. Now, your network itself can include personal people. That's your personal network. Your entire network can be professional and personal. Your personal network, they're not necessarily interested in your career and business endeavors. There is a difference. Just like your references, you can have personal references and professional references. Now, everybody remember that informational interview you did with the person in your career? Everybody remember that? You guys slayed that. You did incredible. How many people learned something new about your field? Something different that you didn't know. Yeah, because you wrote about it. You found some really cool stuff. That is an incredible look. It's a network strategy used to interview and ask for advice and direction other than a job opportunity. You are learning things that we can't teach you because you're learning from people who are in that field. That is incredible information. When you are out there and on the job, learn from these people. They have experience that you can't get in a classroom. Okay. Now, when you're in that professional network, do not be self-centered. A self-centered networker only receives information. You take everything you can get, but you don't share. Support and assist anybody that you know. How many people share your information with each other? You share it with other students, you share what you have learned. That is going to help you out because if you don't share with other people, you become self centered and you're going to be rejected in your field. Remember that brand that you have, that brand statement? Everybody remember that? You are your own brand. Does that sound familiar? Okay, you need to be remembering this. Your brand is your reputation. Your reputation will get around in your career field before they even meet you. You may think your field is big. People will find out about you beforehand. They will know if you're good or bad. If you are self centered and you are only taking from people and not sharing your knowledge, you are going to become rejected in your field. Just like if you're a bad electrician or a bad technician or a bad welder, people are going to know about you before they even meet you. When they see that application come across, they're going to know about you. You think that field is big? You're wrong. I was a systems analyst for 30 years. People I don't know personally, they would apply in our company. I would see that name come across. They could be working in Utah. I see that name. I've heard about them before because they weren't good. But I've heard that name in networking circles and it's stuck. Your name will get around. Okay. Networking right here begins a pre-career stage. That's now. Everybody, show of hands. Who is networking now? Okay. Yes, yes. If you're not networking, you need to be. You need to be out there talking to people. If you're not, why? Why aren't you? You should be promoting yourself. This is your business. You are your business. You need to be promoting yourself now. No one's doing this for you. Your career is you. That is your business. You are a private business. You need to be advertising you. And it's a permanent part of your career. Okay? The reason why I sound like this when I'm talking is because I want you to get fired up and excited about your career. How many people are excited about their career? Can't wait to get in it. Anybody? You should be. This is why you came here. You want to make a change. You want to do better. You want more. If you're not fired up about your career, why did you do all of this? Hmm? Errol, are you fired up about that career? Yes, yes. Looking to see who's actually responding and who is just dialed in because I could see everybody's responses here. I'm making some notes. All right. So your networks can evolve over time. You might be very heavily relied upon with your instructors here. But as you go through time, you might not be as heavily involved with them. Not because anything bad happened, but your career has changed and everybody's career is different. Okay. And that's a good thing. All right. Now, face to face networking, that's anytime you meet together, face to face, exactly what it says. And conversations are about your career topics. If you look, there are meet and greets for every career out here. They meet at restaurants, they meet at bars, they meet all kinds of places, just so it's casual groups about people in your career field. Check newspapers, check online, see what's going on. That way it's real casual. Have your business cards ready, either in paper form or on your phone so that you can share them. Okay, right here. Look at this. Consider business cards. All right. And list of questions. What do you want to know from people? Okay. That way, we call them business cards. They're also called networking cards because people think that sounds old fashioned. This is an example of one. Look right here. There's a name. This is the title you want. Phone number, email, LinkedIn accounts, etc. What is this statement right here? Who can tell me what that statement is down at the bottom? Can anybody tell me what that statement is? What? That is a brand statement. Boom. Right
Couldn't think of the word.
Okay, now on the back, I used to tell people to list their skills, but a student today said, why don't we put our elevator pitch there? And I'm like, oh my God, that is a much better idea. That was a better idea than me telling you to put your skills on there. Your elevator pitch, put that on the back. That's a better summary and looks better than putting your list of skills. You have a backside to this. Put that elevator pitch right on the back. You hand that to somebody and they will know you. Okay. Now, networking has an etiquette, and that's using good manners in any situation. Proper speaking. Cut out the slang. Watch your mouth. I have a horrible potty mouth. Okay. I drop F bombs so bad I could blow countries up. I love my F bombs. Boom, 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 boom. You do animal care for any length of time, an F bomb is every other word. I swear, I'm not kidding you. I have to be so careful in this class. You can't believe it. This presentation alone, I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to drop it because I get frustrated because I want you to be as passionate about your career as I am. I want you to really push. I want you to succeed, but you have to want that. So in networking, you have to be careful. You have to know how to speak to people properly, showing respect. How many people want respect? How many people want to be respected? We all do. One of the worst ways you can show respect to an instructor is not be present. People who do it online know all the time. They log in, they walk away. One of the best ways I find out is when I end the class and I see people still logged in and I come back and I check my second screen. 40 minutes after the class has ended, they're still logged in because they don't know the class ended because that second screen I don't log off. Yeah, I know. Been a student, I know. Okay. It's acceptable to let people at these events know you're seeking employment. Okay. Now, when you are in these groups online or in person, if there's other people and you don't really know them, don't invite them in. Make sure you know somebody before you invite them into a group, either online or in person. Don't expose people to people you don't know. Okay? Make sure you know them before you invite them in. Okay? Don't just randomly call people up and say, hey, how's it going, old buddy? No, don't do that. All right? Keep from doing that. Dress appropriately. Do not arrive late. But they say don't arrive more than 15 minutes early. If it's a large gathering and it's someplace with a large waiting area, whatever, you can get there early. Make sure your phone is silenced. Okay? You don't need to be taking calls like that. It can vibrate. You need to decide what's more important. Okay? Maintain eye contact when talking with people. Remember, look them in the forehead. Avoid slang or unprofessional language. Don't do Mr. Haley's F-bombs. Offer and request a business card. Ask for one. That way you can send them a thank you. Okay? Send follow-up emails. Do I know my stuff? Online networking, same thing. Always be polite, okay? Always. And some of the benefits of doing it, you don't have to go anywhere. You can do it from your home. Always be positive. Avoid writing negative posts. Don't flame people online. That digital footprint we talked about, that stuff never goes away. And if you burn somebody, somebody's going to take a picture of it and show it to the wrong people. Okay? If somebody's not responding back to you, don't flood their email account. And again, don't invite people you don't know. All right. Now, LinkedIn, we went over LinkedIn talking about that assignment, that headline right there. Put your elevator pitch in, or I mean your about statement. Put that elevator pitch in right there. Okay. I'm not going to go through the detail because we went through that for your assignment. Twitter, now known as X, you can actually follow the job posts on there for companies. Avoid the stuff you should avoid. Follow the job posts put in there by companies. Again, we went over that yesterday. I'm not going to go into detail. Instagram, mobile sharing site, photos, videos. We went into detail yesterday on that, on how you can use that for different ways. I went into the detail on that, and that helps you establish your brand even more. We don't need to go into the detail. So how many people are ready for what you need to do tonight? Anybody? Ashley's ready. So I've got a proposition here. I'm going to make you an offer. Okay. I want you to think about this. And you're going to write this answer for today's question. This one requires a bit of thought. You can only choose one or the other. So think wisely and remember, you are your business. All right. Everybody knows you are your business. Correct? Yes, yes. You have to think about what is right for you. Are you ready? I make you the following offer. I will hire you and your best friend at $30 an hour each, or I will hire only you at $50 an hour and your best friend will not have a job. Your best friend will not know about the offer, just who is hired or not. Which offer would you take and why? So are you both going to get the job at $30 an hour? Or are you going to take the $50 an hour and your best friend does not have a job? Either way, your best friend doesn't know what you were offered.
What's the job? Do we need an assistant?
Had only one job at $50 an hour or two jobs at $30 an hour. That's the offer. And your best friend will never know what was given out there. They'll just know either you got a $50 an hour job or you both got $30 an hour.
Are they a
They
skilled friend or just a shady friend?
no detail. It's up to you. You're your business. You make the decision. These are the kind of things that come up. You have to make your bills. What are you going to do? What would they do? You think you know your friend. What will they do? What would you do? No one will know your answer except you. No one will see your answer to this question except me. I'm not going to tell. Think about that. It's a conundrum. You could be almost double your salary, but your best friend won't. But they might do the same to you. How do you know? They might be getting $60 an hour and you get nothing. It's an interesting thought. And that's what you're going to be doing tonight. Any questions about anything? And Friday, The final week's assignments open early. So try to stay caught up and take advantage of this weekend to maybe possibly work ahead on those final week's assignments. All right. And I will see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Y'all have a great evening.
Thank you, Professor. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.